following Jackass Nation production is powered by Cinelinx.com, your one-stop for your news, reviews, editorials, and more. Keep it on Cinelinx. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, born of hate, fueled by anger, powered by Cinelinx.com, and distributed by the Offshoots radio network. Darth Jackass rose from the ashes of the First Order to bring you news from the Galactic Empire. This is Jackass One, a Star Wars podcast.
Alright, welcome to a galaxy far, far away. I am your host once again, Darth Jackass, the ETCW World Heavyweight Champion. Hit me up on all social media at RealJackassBC, RealJackassBC. Welcome to a special edition of Jackass One. Emperor Rabbit is not here. He is off on a Starfleet far away, but don't worry, I have brought with me some very special guests. I thought I had fired him from the show, yet somehow he weaseled his way back in here.
You never can get rid of me. I always come back.
L.A. Calrissian.
Like Palpatine. Always find a way.
Oh.
Finds a way.
And Rob Baca is here too. And in case you are just listening to this on the Offshoots Radio Network, we're doing something special this time. You can also watch our pretty faces on the Cinelinx YouTube page as well as the Jackass Nation YouTube page. We decided to do something special just because this is the end of the Star Wars saga. This is a spoiler-filled discussion. So if you have not seen Episode 9, get out now, come back, watch later.
It's the end of the Skywalker saga. They're going to continue with Star Wars because that's a billion-dollar franchise.
These are facts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These are great facts. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I want to start with Rob. Overall opinions here, Rob. What were your first thoughts when you came out of the theater?
First thoughts walking out of the theater, I was like, I like it, but there are a lot of issues with it. The main thing for me was the saga's finally over. Like I keep telling people, I walked into the theater at 7, 8 years old with my mom to watch Star Wars. And I'm finally getting to see the whole Skywalker saga completed. And I'm happy with what I got.
Okay. L.A.?
I liked it. I think overall, I'm disappointed. It's like when the parents, it was like, I'm not mad, I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
You could have made better choices.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This is when I look at you. When I look at you, I know you could have did better. I'm about to cry now because my mom is in my head right now. I know you could have did better. You know? I see the potential in you every day. Every day.
I really do agree. I literally just got out of it for a second time. I got out, came straight here, and watching it a second time, I think I liked it a little bit more than I did the first. Because going into my second screening, I was kind of worried that this is really going to be my least favorite Star Wars film. There were points that I was thinking I liked this less than Attack of the Clones.
Wow, that's.
And I will say, no matter what, any Star Wars is better than no Star Wars.
Sure.
So even a bad Star Wars movie, I'm going to find enjoyment in. And going in that second time, I did realize I liked a little bit more of it. There were some things that stuck out a little bit more to me. There are definitely things that I really do hate. But it is what it is, and I found enjoyment in it. So I think that's the best thing that we can do.
There are great moments in the film.
And let's talk about some of those moments. Let's jump into some positives here. Mm-hmm. What were some of the things that you guys really liked about it?
Rey.
Yeah.
Just the whole finding out who Ray is, and when she grabbed that shit, I was thinking of Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
When Starkiller grabbed the freaking Star Destroyer and was moving it, I was like, oh, and they just taking off and stop.
Yeah, the lightning moment for sure. Because
which lightning moment? Hers?
Hers. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Palpatine's like Dragon Ball Z lightning.
The lightning storm,
incredible.
Yeah. Which I'm told it's called a Force storm, and it is something of legacy. So
interesting. Well, it technically it shows up in Rebels too, because the I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like the Gray Jedi. He was the guy who was like, I don't choose light, I don't choose dark. But he did like a Force storm in Rebels too. But not like how Palpatine did. It was a completely different thing. But because it was so unexpected. Because you see both of them pull, which we've seen in other movies of them having like a Force battle, right? But when that lightning struck out of her hand, it was like, oh shoot! That was the first time I got like real emotion out of it. I was like, oh my god! Okay, now we doing something. All right, that was a good moment. I liked the even though it was very. That same moment where they're driving and the stormtroopers are chasing them on the desert planet.
Yeah.
And when the drivers like lift up and it goes off, I was like, sell them goddamn toys. You know what I mean? Sell them toys. You know what I mean? I'm all the way into this. Get them toys out. You know what I mean? Them jetpacks. I was like, this is a cool scene. But that was definitely a good moment. I like the fact that for the first time in all these 3 movies that the crew is finally together. Right?
Yes.
Like you finally get to see like all these people finally. Because it seems like they've interacted with each other through other movies, but they weren't really like a solid crew. And this is the first time you get to actually see them like together. I wish we would have got more of that in the other movies, but I understand why it didn't happen. But I wish we would have saw more.
I agree. I really liked seeing them interact with each other finally, all on a mission together. We all know each other now. We have our issues with each other, but we love each other. It was a really good back and forth between just about everybody. Like when they first get back to base. And Poe and Rey are going at it, and Rey's like, "Why is Han's ship on fire?" And Poe's like, "What happened to my droid?"
Right? Yeah.
You dropped a tree on my droid. The Falcon's on fire.
Yeah, they had a. You believe, even though we may not have seen it, you believe that they are really good friends. Yes. Even though we know they've gone through some stuff together, you believe that there's been a lot of good times too when they all like are hanging out and getting. They're all on the same page, basically. Yeah. I did enjoy that.
Another thing I really liked about it were the action sequences. I think they were all shot really well. This is a very beautiful film.
Yeah, I mean, some of the best. This is probably the best lightsaber fighting in any Star Wars movie that I've seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I do not think so.
I don't think that either.
I mean, the only thing close to it is Clone Wars. Oh, not Clone Wars. I'm sorry. The
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, like because the
Yoda
scene is hard to beat. You know what I mean? The Yoda scene is very difficult to beat. But I think
Revenge of the Sith, where they're fighting in the mining factory, or whatever. That lightsaber fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan was fantastic.
It was good, but I feel like this one had more choreography to it.
This one felt a lot like Return of the Jedi. There's a lot of emotion behind the fights.
Yeah, I felt like the fight you were talking about with Anakin and Obi, right? Yeah. It felt very CGI, which is a problem with the film altogether, right? But like it felt very CGI, where like they're moving their body, but it didn't feel like anything was attached to them. Okay. Where this one felt like it felt very visceral, like it felt she was actually taking these hits, right? That's what it made me enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah, I loved Lando.
Yeah,
I thought Lando was a great movie. I think they used him well. It felt a little predictable, but it worked. Like as soon as that guy saves him, I'm like, oh well, that's Lando.
Yeah. I think this has some of the best written humor that they've had in a long time too. Yeah. What's the little alien guy? I know you just got out of the movie.
Someone that Mumbach.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Great. He was great.
He was
great. Like when CP3 comes back online, he's like doing his little spiel. He's like, who are you? And he was like, loved it. And then later on, he was like, that's one of my oldest friends.
that segment, I love that whole on that planet. I loved all of that. Yeah. Zuri was a great character.
A lot of great introduced characters that we probably will never see.
Didn't take her helmet off. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And because you have a tendency in movies today, like, oh, we got this actress Carrie Russell, let's take the helmet off the shark. No, leave it on. All you do is take the visor up, maybe, but that's about it. And I loved that.
Yeah, it's good for me. I love the end where Poe's looking at her and he's like, no. Okay, well, I tried.
All right, okay.
I tried.
I lost it, and it's the only moment. In all these new Star Wars, I have cried several times in each of the movies. The only moment that got me in this one is when they get back to base, they find out Leia is gone, and Chewie just loses it.
Oh yeah, that was that. He for somebody who you can't really see their face, really did a great job of emoting.
Yeah,
like really well through that.
Because I feel like that's all of us.
Yeah.
Like that's how we feel like when we actually lost Carrie Fisher. And now you take this character of Chewie who's been through so much with all of them.
Yeah.
And he's now lost Han.
He's technically been in every saga.
Yeah. Luke is gone. Yoda's gone. Leia's now gone. So he's lost his whole family.
Everyone. Yep.
Yeah. So that's and you just feel that emotion.
Yeah, because according to Clone Wars, he was there. Like when Order 69 happened, he was very much present and with Yoda, even though the movies don't have him there. Clone Wars has basically said, yeah, he was there through this whole thing. So he's been around forever.
Yeah.
And introduced and lost all these characters, especially after he lost his best friend in the last movie. So it's definitely a good moment for that whole thing.
Do y'all have any other positive moments, things you want to talk about? The score.
Score's good.
I love the score because it took a lot of moments from past films and really played off of them.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot from like Anakin's theme in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
They picked very good moments.
Yeah, they were really done well, and I think they really upped it up on Rey's theme and on Kylo's theme worked really well. I loved Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine, and we're gonna get into him here in a little bit. But I did love having him there. So yeah, those are some of the good moments, other positives I had with it. I think everyone did really well. All the acting was great.
Yeah, I would say another like positive is I do, which since we're on record again, called it. I do like the fact that we finally get to see that turn for Ben to go back to the light. And there's like little clues and hints that this stuff will happen, right? Like take like even his room, right? On the ship, it's like all white, right? And it's only the one dark spot, which is Darth Vader helmet, right? Like it's the only dark spot in this room of light that you're having, right? Which is very subtle ways of letting you know that he's having the struggle, right? And he's done bad things, but ultimately inside he's still a Skywalker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, well, from the very first movie, you saw that there was a conflict in him, but the conflict was with the light.
Yeah.
It wasn't with darkness. It was the light. He was afraid of that becoming him.
Right. Then you have the moment like they do a really good job of the people they introduce. All of the moments feel weighted. Like it feels like it's on purpose. Or not on purpose. I'm sorry. It feels
wasted moment.
No wasted moments at all. Like when you have Han Solo show back up, which didn't think that was going to happen, right?
It should not happen.
Right.
We're going to get to that when we talk about negatives.
When Han Solo shows up, it feels good. You know what I mean? Like when they have their moment talking to each other, it feels good. I understood that that was happening because she was using all of her life force to like reach out to him.
Yeah.
And for him to get that last conversation with his dad.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that moment. I thought it was good.
That last conversation with his dad. With that, let's go ahead and jump into negatives. Because my biggest negative, which I don't want to go too much in because we're going to talk Reylo here in a little bit, is the redemption of Kylo Ren. I feel it's not earned at all. But I have said since the beginning, I don't want to see Kylo Ren be redeemed. You don't get to kill Han Solo and then have a redemption. All right, I feel like he could have just stayed the bad guy. Why can't he die the villain? That would have been fine by me. You know.
I mean, Darth Vader got to do it.
Yeah, but that was a different moment. That one felt earned to me. This one did not feel earned because we spent all of the Force Awakens with him. You know, I don't want to be the good guy. I don't want to be. It's calling me, but I don't want to be the good guy. Then he kills his dad, and then we go to Last Jedi. where Ray is the one going, no, you're the good guy. You're the good guy. You're the good guy. I'm going to pull you back. I'm going to pull you back. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm the bad guy.
Well, I don't
Sorry.
see how the Darth Vader thing didn't seem right.
That moment hits where they start working together, and then they kill Snoke, and she realizes, oh, yep, you're the bad guy. Yeah, that's you are. Because he goes, all right, let's take over the galaxy now together, you and me.
Well, you got even
and
from
then
the
we get to this one. We open up with him murdering a forest of people. Like, he is just slashing through everybody, no F's given.
They were fighting though. It wasn't like they were defenseless.
But there's a reason why he was there.
Yeah, it was
slaughtering them.
Yeah, now he's dropped on a planet. Was like, this looks like a good place to kill.
He's looking for a holocron so he can go and kill someone that might take his power from him. Mm-hmm. So everything he does is, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. Okay, I'm the good guy. Screw it.
No, I don't.
That's how I felt with it. And with Han showing up. Everyone's like, well, no, it's earned because Han forgives him. Han's not Force sensitive.
No.
That's just a vision in his own head. So in actuality, he forgave himself. That doesn't count.
You have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself before you can forgive others.
You can't just go, my dad forgives me. Says who? The voice in my head. No, bro.
I think it was Leia using the Force in order for him to be able to talk.
Leia was gone by the time.
But she didn't disappear until the very end.
That's because she didn't become one with the Force, but her body was gone.
But no, I think she used the Force in order for him to talk to his father. I believe that's what happened. We don't know because J.J. Abrams.
Okay, you believe that. I believe you're wrong.
These are facts.
J.J. Abrams is the writing of J.J. Abrams is not 100%. Because here's the thing: how else would he have been able to talk to Han if that wasn't what she was trying to do? They literally say
He says.
So what was she doing then?
She was reaching out to him saying, this is not you, don't do this. And she gets him to stop and not kill Rey. That's what she did. She uses the last of her power, the last of her energy to reach out and go, yo, stop.
So you think that's all
and
that
he just goes, oh, yeah, I should stop. And then Rey kills him in a moment that I'm like, yes. And we're just going to bring him right back to life. Because everyone dies in this and comes back to life. Mm-hmm. He dies twice and comes back to life and dies again.
Now, the thing is, I saw the movie before The Mandalorian, which was released Wednesday.
Oh,
I saw it Tuesday.
Messed up.
So when I finally saw The Mandalorian, I was like, oh, okay, that's why they used that power or whatever. Because when Baby Yoda did and healed. Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm. All right, continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew when she saw the snake worm busted up. I was like, oh, I already know where this is going. I saw the Mandalorian, baby. I know exactly what's about to happen. I get it.
We're about to Mr. Miyagi this.
Yeah, you can't fool me, son. I know exactly what's going down. I will say, because of Disney Plus, I like Star Wars now. Didn't you? For anybody who's kept up with us, I
cannot believe I had you on our show. Not just Jackass One, but on What the Force for so damn long.
Yeah. And
you had never seen Star Wars all the way through.
Yeah. First of all, WTF was we created WTF before you joined. You joined this side. Just to have you know, for the record, you joined WTF.
It's like you came to us.
WTF was me and Zach. We put that together.
First off, I named the WTF. That was my name.
Factory was y'all's, but the Star Wars show was the concept me and Zach came up with.
Yeah, but I named the show, and I was also on the show before you were. Exactly.
That's not true, but
it
okay.
was. Yeah. Go on. You look it up. Look it up. So
you can.
You can. There's timestamps on that video. You can see it.
And I'm on the first video.
I don't think so. Don't think it is. Look it up. Fact checkers out there, go check it out. But here's the thing. I didn't really like Star Wars. I didn't like Star Wars.
You're fired.
I didn't appreciate it because nobody introduced me to it, and it's the series to get into. With Disney Plus, I was able to watch all the movies.
It is. There's a lot.
I watched all the movies, then I watched the animated shows. And they should have did Clone Wars, the animated series, before the prequels, because God, that makes that makes that movie so much better. Because you actually understand, like in the prequel, one of the
it fleshes out Anakin.
Yeah, one of the frustrating things about the prequels is that they just jump you into a timeline that there's no backstory of. Like when you see Anakin face off against Dooku, he's like, "I'm 10 times stronger now." I was like, "Are you? When? When did that happen? How are you? And why are you guys such good friends?"
But that's a Star Wars thing, though, because you look at the fact that it goes from Empire to Jedi. Luke didn't even train at all in between, but he just walks in like, choke you. I'm the best. What up?
But you get an understanding that, at least in the beginning, that he's one of the most powerful new Jedis coming up.
Yeah.
And so it's feasible to understand that in the space of time between the first and second movie that he's gotten better.
Yeah.
Like I can make that leap of logic, but when you just introduce this one character without any basis of like how this happened, it's really hard to gravitate towards. Yeah. That being said, this is why I'm so disappointed in this movie is because you had J.J. Abrams started off right and he just gave you Star Wars fans the fucking shit that you always ate and they told you it was something new because it was a new wrapper. He was like, this is the burger that you've always eaten and it's in a new wrapper, so I get to call it what I want this time. You ate it, you ate it up.
I completely understand The Force Awakens is definitely a retread of A New Hope, but I think that's what we needed to reintroduce Star Wars.
Well, but I thought Rian Johnson was taking it in a new direction that could have possibly saved Star Wars as a franchise going forward.
Because I think Star Wars is just fine.
But it's not though. The comics and critics all agree that it's not. Even this movie, it's too divisive. It's too divisive. People want to like Star Wars, but they love to hate it more at this point in time. So if you would have had something that would have forced,
because there's a bunch of people out there that just want to hate everything.
That's true. But I'm just saying that you would have had, a better chance of writing more unique stories because it would have let go of all the let go. Forget everything you know. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that concept of forget everything you know. Let's bring in a branch of all new people, right? Because all these other people are aging out, right? Like people are aging out older who love Star Wars. Like you said, you were 7 when you first saw it, right? Yeah. I respect all of you guys, right? But this is the new thing that we want to try to bring forward, right? Mm-hmm. And JJ said, "Fuck all of that.
We're going right back.
We're going right back to the seat." I was like, "Oh man,
That's another one of my negatives on this is because JJ said, "Oh, we've always had Palpatine in the plan."
I was like,
and I go, no. Watching this, that was a break glass in case of emergency. Let's throw in Palpatine now.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for him to be back.
No, not at all. They never even explained it to you. He's here.
Yeah. How did you survive?
You'd have to know like Star Wars background because Jordan told me one thing about it, and I'm like, okay, I'll accept that or whatever. Where the Emperor has just a bunch of clones out there waiting for that body to die so we can go back to his next clone.
But it doesn't make sense that he's a clone because he's all jacked up on the machine.
Hey, look.
Because if he was a clone,
points.
He could have just walked out. You know what I mean? He could have just walked out. It was like, I'm a clone, just like I made other clones. Yeah, but he was hooked up to a machine.
And he literally says in the movie, "When you kill me, my essence will take over you."
Yeah.
No matter who does, that's why I need you to kill me. Well, then, when Vader killed you, you didn't take over him. You're still Ian McDermott. So that doesn't make sense.
No.
And then Rey does kill
her.
you.
Yeah.
And
didn't go anywhere. Just died.
You just died.
Yeah.
So what?
You're right. Exactly. That's what I was so infuriated. It was punctuated though by the kiss between. I was like,
we're gonna save that for Raylo.
I was like, what is happening? Well, sure, we can save it later. But the Palpatine stuff didn't make sense at all.
I liked him. I thought Ian McDermott was great.
I would say
awesome.
I'm not saying that
him.
he didn't like take over the scenes. I just don't think it just didn't make sense for that to be there.
No sense. Now, Rob, you said walking out, you were telling me, it's literally Return of the Jedi now.
Yes, it is. What I said was J.J. Abrams has zero originality. He copied A New Hope and Return of the Jedi on a larger scale. You got a Death Star, you have the Starkiller Base, which is just a planet. Much bigger, can take out a whole system, whatever, fine. It's A New Hope.
Let's talk about these damn ships.
I feel that at least in Force Awakens, they made fun of that fact. They're like, look, there's always a way to blow it up. How do we blow it? They made fun of we're just doing this again. But this one, they didn't reference that. But
Well,
they went into another planet killer, and this hidden planet is in the Endor system.
Right.
So
Right.
so we're going back to Endor area and have the final battle where everything seems bleak and grim. The rebels are about to die, and then some hope comes in and we win the battle. That's Return of the Jedi.
all the way up to him opening up the thing, going, "Luke, look," or I'm sorry, "Ray, look, your friends will die."
Yeah. It's the exact same plan. Let's talk about these goddamn ships. So you mean to tell me when you built a planet with the fucking planet-killing device inside of it, you had already technology to make them this small on dozens of ships? And if you were Snoke the whole time, why didn't you stop somebody like, hey guys, we don't need this planet? I have, just so happens.
Look, like I told you last night, when we had the first computers in your home 30 years ago, that computer was a whole house.
That doesn't make sense. If
Over
he was
time,
Snoke,
the technology shrinks. So, you get
How much-
it from
how much time is it-
planet kid
how-
the moon to like, a little
look,
shotgun.
It takes a long time to develop a cannon inside of a planet, okay? And there ain't that much time between this movie and the next movie, all right?
All right, okay.
Okay? So even if it was 2 years, 5 years even, that fleet got made a long time ago, okay? A super fucking long time ago. It would took him at least 30 years, the time that he's been gone for all the time, to make that huge fleet with these planet-killing cannons. And all this time he's been Snoke, and they're just building this planet. He was like, look at these fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Look at these building a cannon in this planet. I got a dozen of ships. I got an army, son. You know what I mean?
We ready to roll, son.
Ridiculous. That's how you know for sure they had no idea what they were doing up until the point they decided to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But JJ decided to throw you a bunch of fan service and stuff. It's like, don't pay attention to the plot. As soon as you lull a little bit and be like, wait, this doesn't make sense. Chewie's about to die. It was like, oh wait, no.
That they kill everyone in this and bring them all back to life.
I hated it so much.
Even if it's a fake out death. Chewie dies. No, he didn't. C-3PO loses his memory. It's okay.
Gets
We
it right
backed
back.
it up.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren dies. We're gonna save him. Kylo Ren gets thrown down a shaft. He's dead now. Nope, he grabbed on and climbed down. He's just fine. How many people are you gonna? Hey, Zuri died on that planet we blew up. No, she didn't. She's here in the battle.
It was like cliche on top of cliche on top of like how many times are you gonna fake out a death in one movie?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He did it multiple times. And it's frustrating as a movie watcher when you see somebody who is super important to the story and you pretend to kill them. It's like, why would you make me go through this emotional weight if you weren't going to pay it off?
And
think of how great that would have been emotionally, story-wise, for Rey to believe that she killed Chewie and it was actually real.
And he's just back the next scene.
Right, because that conflict of her light versus dark would have been way more palpable because it would have made sense for her to be like, oh, I'm really struggling with this because I killed my friend with this dark ability and my lineage is this all I am. And that would have had more weight to it than, oh, he's fine. He's alive. He was a different transport.
Yeah, he's all right. Don't worry about it.
This is like, oh, God.
There is one more thing I did not like about this movie and a bunch of Star Wars movies is that they give you a villain who is like, this is our big bad, Boba Fett, Phasma, Knights of Ren.
The Knights of Ren
All of them
sunned.
did absolutely nothing.
Super sunned.
Pointless.
And I'm just talking about movies. I'm not going to go into people say, well, Boba Fett did this in the books and
No, fuck that.
Movies. He did nothing.
Not a damn thing.
He trailed the ship, snitched on somebody,
Then died.
and then waited for them like, hey, can I get that body when you finish with it? All right, thanks. And then he died. Phasma,
very cartoon way.
supposed to be badass. First she gets put in the trash compactor, then she just gets blown up. And now the Knights of Ren come in. I'm like, okay, some shit about to go down. No.
They all suck. They can only fight unarmed.
You know who
and
else?
they can trail from a good distance. They can stand on a rock, trail, and get beat the fuck up.
Not just them, but the Sith troopers we were all excited about going into this. The Red Stormtroopers. They didn't do a dip. They're barely even in the thing.
Yeah.
They were there to die. That's what they were in the movie for.
Bill Burr said it best. I wasn't a damn Star Wars.
Wasn't a stormtrooper, wise ass.
Yeah.
My favorite line.
Yeah.
In all of Star Wars.
Because they all fucking suck.
And then like the ones that can fly. When she shoots that last one and he zips around and then goes and blows, I'm like, is this a cartoon? What was that?
Is this a Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh god, that made me so freaking mad.
But I feel like this movie is a lot of like, oh shit, we're running out of story. We gotta throw something at this wall. We gotta throw something. Put them in a pit. They're sinking. They're all gonna get like that moment where they're all sinking down. You just imagine something like really cool Star Warsy was gonna happen. No, they just fell down to the bottom. They're fine. Completely okay. Why is the sand not continuously falling?
Exactly.
You mean to tell me there's just a level where the sinking sand just stops and lets them go? Like, what the fuck? Oh, goddamn it, JJ.
When I got out of this, it is very evident and clear to me now that they never had a plan at all. They're just, let's make movies. All right, next one. Mm-hmm. And that's what's really disappointing to me, is because we know Disney can do better than that. We know because we have seen Endgame now. We know you can build properly.
Well, here's the thing, too. I don't give so much slack. I give a lot of slack to Disney because Disney's job is not to make sure the movie is good, right? Their job is they find people to make the movie good, right? And they thought they found proper people to put that in place.
But they needed to put people in place to go, this is where our story is going to go over the next 3 films.
And they thought they had somebody in Kathleen Kennedy, unfortunately.
Kathleen Kennedy, I've said she's a great producer. She's not a storyteller. Mm-hmm. So they need a Kevin Feige to sit there and go, and I think it could be Dave Filoni, who does
the animated
and everything. Yeah, I think he should be the one that oversees everything.
Yeah, I agree. Because his storytelling because the animated series arguably is some of the best stuff that Star Wars has ever done. And a lot of that is him. A lot of that is his storytelling. The story arcs that he's created over the years has been really good. But you're right. I think maybe now that the whole Skywalker stuff is over, maybe they have more freedom now to do something. Yeah. It felt very cheesy and it felt very safe. Like, I felt like JJ chose the safest possible route to collect the coins. You know what I mean? And that's very disappointing because you think of Star Wars as like this big epic tale. And then what he gave you was very popcorn, cheese, friendly, like kid friendly. Like he put kid gloves on, and it's like, man, you could take this. There's so many different arenas. I just wish they would have pushed the boundaries just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Any other negatives?
I never liked Kylo Ren. That's it. The character just never liked
the Skype calls, the forced Skype calls.
I thought that was dope.
I hate them so much.
I thought that.
Now all of a sudden we can also hand each other things. I'm like,
hey, look here. When she does that move and he pulls that thing out of his back, he goes, yeah. I was like, I'm fucking in.
You know what? I was watching it the second time. I would have been like, I really want to be into this right now because this is a cool moment. But I don't feel like you've earned it from me. Because I don't feel like and again, we'll get into Kylo here in a little bit. But I just don't feel like that movie. So that's what bothered me about the damn Skype calls. And it's like, okay, you can't see my surroundings, but I knocked something over. You can see that. I knocked over Vader's helmet. You can see it now. The fuck? What do you mean?
Well, obviously, because they...
She was holding the dagger when the call first started. How did he not go...
But she hit it.
You got the... No, she goes...
No, she's holding about her
I
back.
literally just saw it again. She's holding Chewie's thing, and she just turns and looks at him. And then she drops Chewie's thing and puts up the lightsaber.
Okay, so he didn't see it at that time.
But I'm like... Okay, she dropped it.
Yeah.
So therefore,
yeah.
in what you just showed me with the helmet in a couple minutes, he should have been... Oh, you're on my plane. Okay, I'm on my way. I'll be there in a minute.
I think the way they introduced it in the beginning, because here's the thing about the Force. It is literally the greatest ex machina device ever created by any
but here's the thing. George used to go, they got the Force, they can do anything, but there are rules, so we can't do anything.
Yeah, but they blew those rules.
But Disney's just, we got the Force, we can do anything.
I mean, that's how they treated it, right?
Yeah.
So once you get rid of that notion of like, there's rules and boundaries, because as soon as Leia does the Mary Poppins thing, it's like all bets are off at this point, right? So like when the way they introduced it wasn't it was so well done with them talking and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, that
I mean, the way they did it, I get it. I mean,
yeah,
they
and
did a good
you
job.
believe that these two people are so powerful with the Force because one is the Palpatine, which I don't like that shit at all, and the other is the Skywalker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you would believe that these two lineages so powerful with the Force that they're able to elevate it to a level that we've never seen before. So that I can make that, I can make a leap of logic of like, okay, yes, they've been able to curate the Force so vividly that they can now transfer physical objects between each other.
You right now have just changed my mind on this guy.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.
I didn't think that was possible.
Star Wars first.
LA changed my mind on
You're welcome.
something Star Wars.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Let's jump into Leia here because it was a very difficult situation with Carrie Fisher passing away. So we had to find a way to work around the footage that we had.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think about that?
I think she was used very beautifully.
Yeah.
I think the moment she had with Rey, and you find out that she's been training her, which at first doesn't make sense until they show you the flashback scene of her like training, and then it's just like, okay, fine, she trained, she was halfway Jedi at the time, so whatever. Okay, it makes sense that she could train her.
Yeah.
Then they have like the cute little master moment and stuff like that, and so they use her sparingly, obviously, because there wasn't, I'm sure, not a lot to use, or the images or footage they had probably wasn't usable, except for those little small moments. But I thought that everything that they did for the scenes, the time that she was in the movie, was very good.
Yeah. Rob?
I feel the same way. I mean, when it comes to Carrie Fisher, just seeing her on screen, I get that heavy heart and everything. You're looking at her for the final time. Mm-hmm. And I like what they did with her scenes. They even said that there are actually more scenes with her. Mm-hmm. They just didn't use them. But I mean, what they had was perfect for that story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What they were trying to tell you there, what the scenes they used with her was fine. I had no issue with it.
I thought they did a fantastic job with a situation that was unwinnable. Mm-hmm. You know, it's same thing with Paul Walker and Fast 7, I think it was, Furious 7, whichever one that was. It's a very hard situation to navigate. My problem with it was it was very, I could tell that these were filmed in a different movie. You know, so it kind of took me out of the film right off the bat.
Yeah.
Every time I would see it, like the one with Snap, where he's like, I had no word from the Falcon, and then you see Rose in the background, like, could you say it a different way? And then I'm like, oh, this was a much different conversation. They really had to write some weird dialogue to make this work.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about. I mean, poor Rose. You know what I mean?
Oh God, yeah.
Poor Rose. She just got tossed in the background because it's kind of like a movie caving to pressure of the outside world.
Yeah,
that was really sad.
I got some thoughts on her. We're gonna bring her up here in just a little bit, but I almost feel like I wish they would have just had the crawl open up with General Leia Organa has passed. And,
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing.
And that could have been a story point that helps Kylo be struggling with what he did to his father. He's like, my mother is now gone, and I'm the reason my father is gone, and I never got that chance to go back and make things right with either of them now. And so it would have added another struggle to him. And like, I get what they did, and it worked. But for me, I think it would have worked better if we just opened up with her not being there.
So her being in the film helps fill in certain holes. Mm-hmm. So it fills in the how did Rey learn what she learned, right? And then it also fills in the gap of I know you don't like, but filling in the gap of Kylo Ren becoming over to the light.
See, what we could have seen,
because you wouldn't have been able to have that switch without her being there. Otherwise, she would have had to film like flashback scenes or something like that, and that would have felt very time consuming.
You could have put it in the crawl that Leia had been training Rey, and then you could see a scene where Rey's going through training and she has some kind of flashback with those scenes with.
But
Leia.
They wouldn't have held the emotional weight.
Yeah,
that
and then you get that one, the flashback of her and Luke at some point too. So, but it is what it is. I think they did an okay job. And it's always a pleasure to see Carrie Fisher. So, may she rest in peace, our princess. But speaking of the crawl, that's always a big moment in Star Wars. What did you guys think of this one?
I thought the very first, the Emperor has left the message. I was like, really?
The dead speak. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast. So
you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me
of Emperor
from your hidden planet you left out a message and nobody could bounce this fucking signal back? Get the fuck out of here! You mean to tell me on the planet that you've never been to, you were able to deduce that there's an antenna that you can fucking take out, but you weren't able to find the signal in the first damn place when he first let out the message? That's dumb on his part and dumb for you for not being able to find out where he is. God damn it. You mean to tell me through all of this space and red space that they had to bounce all the way through, that he was able to send out a signal to everybody? Get the hell out of here, man. God, I hate it. When I read that, I was just like, you're fucking kidding me, right? You're fucking kidding me. He let a message go to everybody in space. Everybody heard the message at the same time. Get the hell out of my face, man. Get out of my damn face. So that's what I thought about the crawl. That's what I thought about it.
It's a crawl. I had no real feelings about it either way, yeah.
As soon as I read it, I was sitting there going, oh. Like, here's the main feeling I had. I was like, oh, so we just, like, fuck The Last Jedi then.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I got from that crawl. That we're just like, none of that shit mattered.
It's so bad, man. Because I really enjoyed really enjoyed the fact that Rey had no heritage. Mm-hmm. Because again, you would have had this thing of Rey finding Force-sensitive people, like Finn, for example, or Broom Kid. Shout out to Broom Kid, still thinking about you.
How you doing out there?
You're gonna get your movie one of these days, Broom Kid. 10 years down the road, we're gonna see somebody save somebody, and you'll be like, "Who is that?" And then he's gonna have a broom.
And he's just gonna
light
pick it up and start
brooming
sweeping
out
it in.
there. And this is gonna be the story of Broom Kid. Can't fucking wait for that movie. But it would have been dope to see her collect Force-sensitive people and create like a new school of Jedi, right, or whatever they want to call it.
Well, the rumor is that all those stormtroopers that defected were all Force-sensitive.
Sure, which is fine.
Which they did not tell us.
They don't tell any of you that.
Yeah. Because that's why because even Jana, is that her name? Jana? Mm-hmm. She even says it. She goes, we don't know what happened. Just, we all put our guns down and said, we're not doing this.
From what I gathered,
and we didn't communicate.
We thought it was wrong or something.
But all at one time. They didn't communicate with each other. They just had a feeling. And that's when Finn goes, like a force that told you to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the knowledge that, we're all Force sensitive, and we get those moments of Finn. He feels Rey.
Yeah. Well, apparently, J.J. Abrams had to say after. He had to say in something after that he was going to tell her he's Force sensitive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's not what the secret was.
Which again, hold on,
on that one. Another thing that pisses me off.
Yep.
No, that was supposed to be the secret. He said, "Rey, and he sunk in the ground, and he was going to tell her that he's Force sensitive.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not "I love you."
That's what I thought it was.
Nope.
My whole thing was "I love you."
Then why hide it from everybody else?
It's not "I love you."
So why build up his crush?
Just to never do it.
No reason.
It was done again in this movie. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think it was "I love you." I'm sold on it.
I hate the idea that we did,
because there's no reason for him to keep that from her. You know what I mean? It literally zero reason for him to be like, I'm not going to tell you this thing. Why would that be a secret? The Force clearly exists. Why would he tell Poe? Poe clearly has seen Force happening. Mm-hmm. He knows Luke existed. You know what I mean? Like, Leia is literally there to tell all the stories of the Jedi and the Force and the power. And he's seen, in the very first movie, Poe saw what the Force can do when Kylo Ren held back the light. Also, now that we're talking about this, I got to bring something up that always confused me about Star Wars. So they have guns that shoot literally light. Mm-hmm. And you mean tell me these fuckers are dodging light? Huh? Star Wars people?
They're lasers.
Okay, it's still light. Okay.
Well, you can say that about Star Trek. You can say that about any sci-fi thing. They're phase guns, blasters, like that.
Still doesn't make sense. You mean to tell me if from 30 yards away I point a light gun at you and fire it, you're going to be able to dodge the light coming? No, not a fucking chance.
Actually, you know what? I think Mythbusters actually did something with that.
Did they?
They use like Nerf guns.
And that's a fucking count.
It was with the first one of how did C-3PO and R2 get across that corridor with all those lasers going?
Yeah.
Like, is that possible? And they went through it and stuff.
Yeah, I've been watching this and I was like, how the fuck are they dodging light? There's no way these people are fat unless you're gonna tell me that space slows that shit down somehow. No fucking way. Oh god.
All right, so I brought it up before when we were talking about the crawl. This movie, a lot of people are saying this movie really negates everything in The Last Jedi.
It feels that way.
You bring it up with Rose because Rose becomes a
pariah, essentially, of Star
just
Wars.
a character we don't care about. She's just in the background.
They clearly had an idea. There's so many entangled like love storylines that they didn't want to build upon, and I guess they realized later it didn't work. Like Rose liking Finn liking Rey, Poe liking everybody. I don't know who Poe likes. Poe seems to be
now.
Poe seems to be loving everybody. Like the way he looks at Finn sometimes, like, are you guys gonna kiss right now? Like at the end when he sees him, he's like, man, God, come here. You know what I mean? Poe is weird. That's all I'm saying. Poe's fucking weird. He's always looking at people like, I can make out with anybody on this ship. You know what I mean? This big squiggly monster thing, can bring it on. You know what I mean?
Every sci-fi show has to have their Captain Kirk.
At least one, right? But it's so weird that they entangled all these weird things together and just dropped the ball in all these stories. It was like, why even make this a plot thread if it's just not going to go anywhere? And I get why people didn't like the Rose character.
Yeah.
But to shelve her the way they did, I was like,
I thought they were going to try to redeem her and do better things.
Give her something to do.
And
you made her a
plot.
You made her a thing for 2 movies.
The only thing I will say is I think they did a good job of, because the biggest thing against Rose was why did she wreck her little speeder thing into Finn's when he was about to stop the thing?
Yeah.
You know, that made no sense. And then in this one, they do the thing where Finn's like, no, just let me go. And she does it. So I'm like, okay, I feel like they redeemed that aspect there a little bit.
Yeah, maybe so. But even still, I feel bad for her and her character because she got put into this. She got put into one of the most epic series that you could be in, and they clearly had an idea of what they wanted this character to be, and they shelved her, and that was really sad to see, unfortunately. Yeah. I thought that Finn was a lot better in this movie than all the other movies too. So it was, like I said, I still don't understand what all these love. I still think it was I love you because in the episode 1, right? He sees her and almost immediately falls in love.
Yeah,
you can tell
boyfriend.
yeah, immediately, right?
Yeah.
And then 2, he wakes up out of his coma.
First, where's Rey?
Exactly, right? So I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't tell the person that he's enamored with in all aspects of life that, oh yeah, I'm force sensitive too. Like, why would that be the thing? Yeah. As you're sinking. And as you're sinking into the ground,
but
you need to tell me
at the Academy screening of the film, J.J. Abrams told everyone in attendance that Finn's message was he's force sensitive.
Well, that is fucking dumb.
That is
dumb.
The first place I saw it was Screen Rant, and I was like, I need to find it somewhere else. So I found it elsewhere, and it's he's force sensitive. That's all it was.
Because here's the thing: if you're about to die, right, and you're looking at the person who in the last 2 movies you clearly have an affection for. And as you're sinking to your death, the last thing you're going to tell somebody is, oh, by the way, I'm force sensitive. What does that do for that moment? Nothing. It does nothing. So if that is true, then it lets me know even more that JJ doesn't give a fuck about any of you. All right? He doesn't care about any of you or Star Wars. Okay?
Another moment that people are saying they just kind of are throwing away from Last Jedi is the lightsaber throw. Where Rey goes to throw it, and now Force Ghost Luke catches it and goes, you need to treat this with more respect.
This is a problem with JJ.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I actually disagree with that idea that's throwing shade, but I'll get into that in a minute. I'll let you go ahead and go.
I don't like the fact that when I was talking about caving to pressure, like I feel like a lot of this movie caves to a lot of pressure because we've seen this happen in DC, right, where there was all this destruction. Right? And now they have to like put lines in the movie. It was like, it's on an island. Nobody lives there. It was like, all right, guys, like, come on, man. Like, just, if he's killing a bunch of people, then own that shit. You know what I mean? Find ways to own it. Like, I feel like this movie, more than anything else, just found ways to either retcon stuff from the last movie or just be like, guys, we heard you yelling and screaming and crying and cursing at us online in the comments. fixed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking fixed it. And it's like, no, man, fucking be bold, be brave, make movies that make sense.
Well, from what you said in the beginning, okay, we had The Force Awakens, which is a copy of A New Hope.
Yeah.
Rian Johnson did Last Jedi, and actually, he did something new.
Right, exactly.
It wasn't a copy of everything else, and then JJ and everyone bitched about that because at first it was like, we want something new for Star Wars. We don't want the same thing. Here's something new. Oh, we don't fucking like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So then you bring back in JJ and it's like, oh, JJ Abrams will fix it, and it's like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Right.
What do y'all want?
You're never gonna please.
Look, you don't like it? Get $250 million and
Make
make
your
the movie
own,
you want.
make your own goddamn Star Wars movie.
Okay, so here's why I actually liked and I don't think it was throwing shade at all, because if you look at The Last Jedi, Luke goes on a journey throughout that movie. All right, and he changes from who he is in the beginning to accepting that, no, I am Luke Skywalker, the Jedi. I am the person that I am meant to be, and I need to show the galaxy that I am the legend and the Jedi are here. And so when he catches it, that's him going, yo, I did this. I was wrong. You don't need to be doing it either. You know, because she's there to, she's like, I'm going to do what you did. I'm just going to shut myself off and stay here. And he's like, I was wrong. And it's not The Last Jedi was wrong. It was, this character has gone on another arc. An arc that we've seen from A New Hope. He went on an arc all the way through Return of the Jedi. Now he's gone on another arc here through The Last Jedi. And I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah. My thing, because I was watching it with fresh eyes, right? Because I just engorged myself on all the Star Wars stuff within the last 4 or 5 months, right? I'm catching up on all the Star Wars stuff, right? Let me tell you something about these damn lightsabers. These Jedis don't give a damn about their lightsabers, okay? If you look back through the history of the movies, they're dropping them, they're losing them all the time, they're fucking letting them go. So even when I saw when I had no knowledge of this, right, and I saw him toss it away, I was like, oh, that makes sense. He's been gone for a fucking long time. He told y'all not to fucking find me. I don't even know why I left a map. That was dumb on my part.
The map was just for R2 to find me. I don't care about you people.
So when he throws it away and everybody got all upset, I was like, it clearly makes sense based on this story that he would toss it out because they don't give a damn about these lightsabers.
Here's my problem with that. That lightsaber isn't even important. Like, Anakin got it in Revenge of the Sith. It's not like he had it his entire time. He literally made a line in Attack of the Clones that he's like, shit, I broke another one.
Yeah.
So
You know what I mean?
apparently, he has a whole bunch. Why is this one important?
Right, exactly. Oh god, even in the animated stuff, Ahsoka fucking gets her stolen. You know what I mean? Like they're fucking losing these shits left and right. And then they show you like how they make them. It was like, oh, you just go to the copper crystal, just go to the copper, which at the end of the movie is apparently really easy
Because Rey just found herself one.
Fucking has one. God damn it. You know what, Star Wars fans? Y'all need to ease up. You know what I mean? Ease the fuck up. Let us off the gas. Because
I did
dropping me
love
crazy.
her lightsaber, though.
Yeah, her saber was cool. Her saber was really cool.
I wish it had been a staff.
Yeah, everybody.
But it was dumb.
I mean, only Dark Ray owns the staff.
I guess so.
Yeah, only Dark Ray gets the staff.
All right, let's jump into Rey and Kylo, a.k.a. Reylo.
One of the worst decisions ever made in the Star Wars franchise.
I hated that so much. I hated the kiss so damn much.
It made no sense to me.
I was probably the only person in the theater at the time when they kissed. I'm like, what?
I said it out loud.
It was silent. I'm like,
I audibly went, fuck you!
It makes no sense. So I got the whole movies, the 3 movies, even up until the point of the kiss. It felt very, this is my brother, this is my sister.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it and viewed it.
Even though they're not.
Even though they're not. I got a very much a Luke and Leia vibe from them, right? Only this time, if Luke was bad, right?
Yeah.
This is kind of where I was getting, right?
Yeah, I see
you know
that.
what I'm saying? So that's the vibe that not one time did they seem any type of spark of, oh yeah, even though you're bad, I'd fuck you. You know what I mean? Totally
didn't
smash.
the Emperor also say that there was like some special link because of their lineage?
Yeah,
some link between the two
their
of them.
link is that they are the balance. The Skywalkers and the Palpatines are the balance of the Force. So that's what their link is, and they are so strong in that because so much has come down through, and it has come to them now.
Okay.
That's what it is. So that's why their link is so strong. But I just no, like
I felt
I
like
don't
siblings
agree.
were kissing.
A lot of people on the internet are going, well, this whole movie is they just went to Reddit and picked out plot points, and I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
But I do think that they just went, yeah, they really like this Reylo stuff. Let's go ahead and do it.
It felt very fan fiction-y.
Yes.
It felt super fan
It
fiction-y.
felt like it very fan fiction.
And I was like, why are they kissing right now? At what point, at any time during this timeline, that they gave any type of inkling that they like, oh yeah, I'm kind of into you.
Yeah.
Never. Not once. Not one time. But I always got to like a rivalry brother-sister thing from them, right? Of like, we're clearly connected.
I always felt that Finn was the
love interest. Yeah. And I thought he was finally going to get his chance.
And then after Last Jedi, I was like, oh, we're going to have a little bit more of a love triangle thing here with Poe, Finn, and Rey.
Yeah.
Which never
happened. Because here's the thing. If the whole secret is I can read the Force, then why not at the end of the movie reveal that secret? Nobody said he doesn't.
They just dropped the whole thing.
Just dropped the whole thing. It's like, for what? Why? If it was the Force or love, why not expand any of it? We don't get no resolution to that at all.
Because we do it because it is a through line. It is constantly brought up.
All of it through all the movies.
Poe continually going. Why? Can't tell her because I'm here. Hey, we're about to die. What were you going to tell Rey? You know, no, not gonna tell you. Not gonna tell you.
And that fueled my idea even more. It's like, oh, he clearly is loving her, but he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to say anything in front of Poe because he's embarrassed, or he thinks he's not going to be accepted by her because she's a Jedi or whatever, right? I don't know. I don't get that. But yeah, the whole idea of them. So let's say they lived, right? How weird would it have been if they came out like holding hands and kiss? It would have been the weirdest thing to see them do. Because it makes zero sense for them to be. There was no even when she's healing him. There's no passion involved in that at all.
No,
not even a little bit. Like she doesn't even move like her hand up his chest. You know what I mean? Like it's just here. She stays only where the injury zone is. She doesn't move up, hold nothing, none of that. So it was so off-putting. That's the best thing I can say. But it's so off-putting about it.
All she had to do was just, hug him.
Right.
Yeah.
A hug would have
been fine.
Hug would have been more than fine.
She got up and said,
a hug, tears,
and
then he collapses
and goes into the Force. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been a little bit more okay with it. And again, like I had said since Force Awakens, if we redeem Kylo, I'm out. Because
well,
sounds like you need to take this shit off. So that sounds
I'm not out as in I'm not a Star Wars, as like I'm not okay with it.
But
I'm not. I am not okay with the redemption of Kylo Ren. I did not feel earned to me. It's just there is no struggle in him this entire movie until that moment when he dies. Then it's like, oh, well now I'm the good guy.
No, so here's I'm gonna change your mind again. All right, so episode 1, right? Even when we meet
episode 7.
Sure, episode 7. When we meet him, right? His resolution is not strong. And you realize why, because there's another person, right? There's no... Even when you're on the ship, they get on the ship, and he's arguing with the commanders, because this is very different from a Darth Vader thing, right? When nobody arguing with Darth Vader. Like, they knew, like, he was the law of the land, and that there was another law of the land just behind him, right? These people were clearly, like, not taking orders from him, right? And you come to find out, oh, why? And then you realize he's just, like, a kid with a lot of power, right? He's, like, tearing stuff up and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
I loved those moments.
Right? So then...
I did not.
Then you get a little bit further and you realize that he wants to be his grandfather so badly, but he's more like his dad.
Yeah.
And so he believes that if I kill this, because the whole time he's like, I need to achieve what Darth Vader had, and Darth Vader had the right idea of wanting to kill Palpatine. I need to be head honcho.
Yeah.
How do I get to this point? Right? Okay, I need to kill my father. That's clearly something I need to do because this bind, this struggle in me is killing me.
Yeah.
If I cut him out, like cut out of cancer, it'll all let go. Right, it'll all let it go.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't, he clearly, all in his face, he regrets it.
Yeah.
The moment he does it, he's regretting it, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like he killed him, he was like cold and callous after doing it, right? He clearly in his eyes, because later on when he's about to kill his mother, he can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? So they've been building up this struggle in him forever of this redemption is coming.
And I agree until he kills Snoke. Once he kills Snoke,
but that was the objective from the beginning.
I know, but the rest of it, I feel like he's now going, I am that supreme power now. I am the villain. I am finally who I need to be.
But here's the thing.
And then going into this movie, immediately, he's slashing through any and everybody. Even his own men. He's like, yeah, I don't know, something. Yeet, up on the wall. Look, we're going to fucking kill everybody right now. Me and the Knights of Ren, we're going to find the scavenger. Y'all... murder some people. Goodbye.
But that's all in the sense of he needs to get to Rey. That the importance of getting to Rey. Because here's the thing about it. He's been searching for family, which is a lot of what this movie is about families, right? Yeah. He's been searching for family, and he thought he could find it in Rey. right? Because I know there's like the rule of two or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But that clearly was not his motivation. Like he wasn't thinking of like Sith Master, Sith Apprentice. He was thinking of partnership.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, you have no family. I've killed mine. I've cut mine away. You need to be with me. Because he clearly could just been the only guy.
Yeah.
But he desperately wants family. And this person is so connected and strong as him that
That's what it is. It's that connection that pulls him to her.
Right.
And that's what it is. And again, to me, it still just is not earned. I just don't. You're not going to kill one of my 3 favorite Star Wars characters, and then I'm just going to be like, okay, cool, you're the good guy, bro. Just because you said in your head, your fake vision of your father said it was okay.
Did you forgive Vader? Because you're wearing a Vader hat?
Vader was the greatest bad guy of all time.
But did you forgive him? You said you felt it was earned.
I do feel it was earned.
Because here's the thing, Clone Wars came out a lot later.
Yeah, but throughout the movie, there is constant struggle with Vader. Vader literally is telling Anakin, "Oh man, I want to, but it's too late for me, so I'm sorry, I can't." But you can say he's like, I want to be that good guy, but it's too late for me. He doesn't believe it that he can be the good guy. Vader doesn't. He has those moments with Luke.
Even in Return, when the Emperor is just going at Luke, at one point he tells Vader that he can sense conflict within him. About his son.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know what? Sit back. I'll take care of this shit. And he starts and that's when he's like,
shit.
Oh, he's that's. I want him dead, but that's my son. You can't kill my son. No, can't do that.
Yeah.
And he earned some redemption. I mean, he's still a bad guy, but he got some redemption there. Kylo was just like, flip a coin. Okay, I'll be good today.
Yeah.
But you gotta think about it too. Vader was all the way grown. We're dealing with a child at the end of the day.
At this point now, no. And Ren is no longer a child. Ren is a grown.
But
grown
even when
Last Jedi, I'll give you okay. He's still in that phase. Force Awakens, obviously. At this point in Rise of Skywalker, nah. He's Supreme Leader Kylo.
Yeah, he's Supreme Leader. He still has impulse control problems.
Yeah, because here's the thing: even when he's talking to Rey, it always feels like he's trying to convince himself.
I don't get that at all. I get that he's trying to convince Rey.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
in the other ones, I got it. Yeah, I felt that. But in this one, after he has killed Snoke, everything he does, I get the feeling from him that he's all in on it. But let's jump onto Rey too. Because there's a lot of issues with Rey, the fact that she might just be a little too OP. And I didn't feel that way until someone pointed out to me, she takes no damage this entire trilogy.
I mean, she died, technically.
When did Rey die?
That's damage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she did die.
She died. She did die.
That's
the ultimate damage.
But look, Vader, Anakin, everything's cut the fuck off and he's burned to shit. Luke loses his fucking hand.
Can't sell them toys. You know what I mean? Can't sell the toys with just figured face.
I'm just saying, Rey don't never lose nothing. She can now float and do things. And you know what? I can just heal this now. Where'd you learn that? Because no one else has ever known it. Who taught you that?
Baby Yoda, obviously. Obviously, she met Baby Yoda. And he's been hanging out with Leia this whole time. He was on that planet. I'm convinced he's on that planet. There's a deleted scene somewhere where Baby Yoda just walking around with a cup. And touching Rey was like, no, this way. You know what I mean?
And again, it doesn't bother me that much. Zach was, like, when we were watching it, Zach was mad that Kylo didn't come back before and help her defeat Palpatine. And I was like, no, I like that she did it herself.
I agree with that notion because I wanted to see them together fight.
As much as I love Rogue One, my biggest negative is Jyn Erso is in trouble and Cassian Andor has to be the one to save her there at the end and shoot Krennic. Mm-hmm. You know, that bothered me.
I understand.
So I like that she did it herself.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that she is the main character, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's important for her to be able to have some kind of a comeuppance of the villain, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I got to take this person out, right? Yeah. This mano y mano. But I enjoyed, again, because I viewed them as brother and sister on screen, right? Of like them fighting together. I mean, I know a lot of Star Wars is a lot of like symmetry, right? Of like just as I fell, so will you. Like
Yeah.
I get all things. Like
when the dark rises, the light to meet it. When the light rises, the dark to meet it.
Yeah. So I understand all of that. It's just like in the middle of all of these 3 movies, they broke conventional means, which makes you believe that something different will happen, right?
Yeah.
And I yearn for that difference. It was like, give me something that's not what I'm expecting is going to happen.
Yeah.
But they didn't do that.
Rob, anything else?
No.
The one thing I really wish they would have done when she's like doing that, when she's meditating and she's just be with me. I really wish she had been saying, I am one with the Force is with me. I am one with the Force is with me. I am one with the Force,
But it would have cheapened the end. Because the end of her talking to all the...
Yeah, getting the Jedi to be with her. But I think it could have worked. But either way, not important. All right. Palpatine is back. And Rey is a Palpatine.
Don't like it.
Don't like it.
Don't like it. I enjoyed...
It explains a lot of things in the other movies where she was doing things that Luke... Let's go back to Empire Strikes Back. Pick up the ship. I can't do it. It's too heavy. Rey was moving rocks. Just remove everything that's blocking off this cave entrance like it's nothing. Mm-hmm. For her, her power is just like... She's been so self-reliant. She just does it. Can I do it? Let me try. Luke was like, I see it's too big. I can't lift that. It's just but try.
Yeah.
Do it. Just put your hand out and try to lift it up.
So there could be an argument made about Palpatine being involved the whole time. There could be an argument made because there is the one line where she's on the planet with Luke doing her training, and he's telling her to reach out, right? Yeah. And there's a moment where she goes into the dark.
Straight to the dark.
Mm-hmm. He was like, you didn't even try to resist.
Yeah, not to mention her fighting style since Force Awakens. The stab, which is a Palpatine. He's very stabby with his lightsaber. Mm-hmm. He was the only one that was really like that.
Yeah. So there's an argument to be made that maybe they had an idea or workshopped the idea of her being a Palpatine. The reason I don't like it is because I thought they were going to do real balance of, yes, she has darkness in her, when she has light and she can utilize both because she has no lineage. Because it would have made more sense. It would have made more sense to me as watching it that if you don't have a lineage to either or, it would make sense that you can use both. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I don't have a tie to either. So it makes sense that I can utilize both the Sith powers, and this is my true balance. That we can gravitate to both, and her being able to teach others that same thing of being gray, right? Which I know that you're not a big fan of. But yeah, it is. It is. It already exists. It exists in canon.
They have literally come out. Dave Filoni said Grey Jedi is not a thing. It's light and dark.
Nope, let's do this. Dave Filoni's wrong. Said it first.
Okay. If you say so.
I disagree.
Yeah, I mentioned that Grey Jedi thing to Jordan. He looked at me like he wanted to knock my head off.
Thank you.
I was like,
not a thing.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not
Never bring up this Grey Jedi?
Because it's not a thing.
But why not have it?
Because it's not a thing.
But it could be.
No, it's not.
It could be. Very well. We didn't think Ray and Kylo was going to kiss, but they did it. That's a thing now. That's
not a good thing, though.
That's
the point. I would have liked, instead of just, hey, Palpatine's here, I would have liked them to start with something and then they find out that Palpatine's it. Like, it builds.
Yeah, if they were left nuggets of this stuff trailing to Palpatine, then that would have been different. So, not to liken it to another popular Disney Marvel franchise, but when they were introducing Thanos, right? They left little nuggets of, hey, this could lead to this when they introduced the Infinity Gems. You know what I mean? When they were introducing these stones, people who knew, right? And it was like, oh, Thanos is the guy who gets these stones eventually, right? So when it gets to the moment where Thanos, becomes the person, you'd be like, oh shit, yes. I've been kind of figuring this is where it was going, and it is. So if we would have got little hints that, like, whether that's her, she was on a fact-finding mission and found his red robe or anything, right? That would have gave us some type of hint that maybe she's a Palpatine. Then the payoff would have been a little bit better. But it wasn't. The lightning is what made you believe that maybe this is what it's for. But by that time we already knew. You know what I mean? So there was no like surprise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Rob?
Palpatine,
any other thoughts?
Palpatine, no, not really. I mean, it's just he's back. It's Palpatine. Let's watch the movie.
What do you think about at the very end where she says her name is now Skywalker. She denounces Palpatine basically. She's not she's like, I'm Rey Skywalker. Did y'all like that? I was okay with it because she sees Leia and Luke, and she's there at the moisture farm, and I'm like, all right, it was okay for me.
Again, very safe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like a very safe way out.
It looks like another way. It's like, okay, so we could continue with a Skywalker story by saying, I'm Rey Skywalker. And then we could have a show in the future where, oh, this is some so-and-so Skywalker, grew up on Tatooine, mom was this and that. I was like, oh, fuck, here we go again.
Because she had the opportunity to change that name. You know what I mean? Not change literally, but like change the idea of Palpatine. Yeah. Like she could have went around making herself, a light in the darkness as a Palpatine.
Okay.
So I didn't care for her saying she was Skywalker. But I get it. She had to say it and had to have the twin sons and whatever. Goddamn Star Wars.
I love the son, though. I did love that. All right. Any other moments you guys want to talk about?
Let me think.
I got a couple. Your boy Hux being a spy.
Yes. Magnificent. I loved it. And
really?
Even his reason.
Because you haven't watched Rebels, have you?
No, okay. I haven't. But
have you watched all of Rebels? Mm-hmm. Did you get that same vibe that I got? Is okay? This is. All right.
That character is way cooler than
much cooler.
Oh my god, so much better.
Yeah, to see when he's like, look, I don't care about you. I just hate him. Yeah. I want him to fail.
I love that. But then I hated that they got away. They tricked me. Okay, boom, we found the spy. He's gone. Yeah. All right, so that's how we're dealing with it. Cool.
Yeah, that was a bit abrupt, but I mean...
Hux has been non-important. Nothing he did matters. Great. Yeah. Cool. Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy their on your left moment where like all the stars, all the ships show up.
I felt like they were trying for it, but because...
They should have just did portals. They should have just did portals while they're doing it.
Since we only knew Lando and Zuri, I didn't know anyone else there that showed up, so I had no emotional commitment to that. Yeah. I was thinking that while I was watching it today. I was like, I'm not emotionally involved in this because I don't know any of these ships. I don't know. We're not seeing Admiral Raddus that we've met in Rogue One, or we're not seeing any characters that we know. Yeah. And that's what was really bothering me with it. I was like, I see what you're going for, but it's not working because I don't. In Endgame.
It felt like a steal. When I watched it, I was like, oh, you're clearly stealing.
In Endgame, I knew every character that was walking through there just about, and it meant something to me. Yeah. This one, there was no one that meant anything to me.
I didn't like the tower stuff. They always have the scene where they have to like figure it out, right? And in that scene, they give you some type of mamby-pamby reason of like why this is going to work. And they do it very quickly. So you don't catch on to be like, this is clearly dumb. You know what I mean? He was like, look, so the place that we've never been to and the ships we've never literally seen in person, we know there's a tower there. How did you get footage? They had literal hologram footage of this tower. No one has been there. Not a soul. Okay? But you have footage of this tower and these ships that you've literally never seen before. Because then when they get there, it was like, oh, that's a lot of ships. Oh, now you just not seen the ships, but you know all the schematics of how this stuff works. You know that they can't take off. They're already in the air. They're already in the air. They're almost in the stratosphere, okay? And you mean to tell me that this one antenna is what lets them get out into space? That's a bad design. What are these engines for? These huge ass engines? What are they tethered somehow?
The navigation doesn't know what's up from down.
Then how'd they get there in the first place?
You can't fly without air control, and that was your air control. You need that tower.
You had one tower for a million ships.
The rebels had that one guy that sat in that one stand in A New Hope, and he just sat there, and he's like, "All right, bye guys," as they flew away.
I feel like JJ and the writing team were all together, and he was like, "All right, guys, they gotta beat all these ships. How are we gonna do it? Go!" And he was like, "Oh, can we put a hole in one of the ships? We can't do the hole again." You can't do the whole but we need to give him one target.
Can we just have a Death Star? No more Death Star! Can we put a Death Star weapon on a Star Destroyer?
We can do that.
Let's do that. Okay.
All right.
How do we break them? Well, just shoot them.
Let's shoot one antenna. And then everybody's going to be like, well, they're going to probably say that it's too easy. So what can we do is like, what if we just moved it to another antenna? Genius. Fucking genius. Do we do multiple antennas? No, just one antenna.
An antenna that's on the flagship. So if it's on the flagship, why can't you put it on
every ship?
And here's another thing. At the end of this, when we're like, okay, we stopped them. Hey, should one of us get in one of those things and blow up this planet? Because it's probably not a good idea to just have a sixth planet.
You would think.
No,
of
we're
all
good.
the times.
Let it alone. The ships are just gonna fall to the ground now. All right, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You guys got some Ewoks. You know,
Ewoks.
You got an Ewok scene. They
I
got
like
the
seeing
high five.
them. I love seeing Wicket and his son, whose name is apparently.
They had names?
Yeah, that's Wicket from Return of the Jedi,
Oh.
and his son is like, I don't know, it
Not
sounds like
important,
coconut or
'cause
something.
We're never
like
going
that.
to see them
I don't
again.
know. No,
we're
no.
never going to see them. Why did it look like the ship that they were looking at had the light speed?
Don't know.
Why was that? It was like it was footage from the last movie. It was like they were looking at that. It was like, wait, that doesn't make sense at all.
And this is something that I've hated since Disney has taken over. The utter disrespect.
God damn.
And trash they have treated my boy R2-D2 with. The dude is he's basically a prop in every one of these damn movies.
Look, man.
And it's crap.
Look, man.
It's absolute crap. Now we're going to introduce this new fucktard droid, Dio, who served no purpose whatsoever.
He had great one-liners. Sad. I laughed. I fucking laughed.
No purpose. We could have just had R2 on this trip.
First of all, he did
touch.
have a purpose because when they plugged him in, they was able to find the planet. You just saw this movie again. How am I remembering this more than you?
Because, okay, we could have found another way to... That's not that important.
R2-D2 had his opportunity with the one map. He's not going to have a chance to do a second, okay? Can't do it twice.
R2-D2 has held on to so much stuff in every single movie. Like,
that shit
he
is
was
full.
never wiped.
The memory
he
is
knew
full.
who Darth Vader was. He just said, hey, man, that's your father.
That's my favorite thing is
No, they
now
fixed it. They fixed it in the Clone Wars. In the Clone Wars, they would like erase the memory. What?
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
They fixed it. Yeah,
They did not do that.
Yeah, they did.
No,
I remember watching it.
They wiped C-3PO, but I haven't watched Clone Wars. So
Yeah, in the Clone Wars, they literally have a moment where they say wipe both their memories.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah,
but
it's like in the last episode or something like that.
Okay, so when did he back up C-3PO?
Who knows?
Because he's been holding on to that shit for a
knows?
while.
Doesn't matter. Look, you had BB, and that's all the droids you need. And then they needed a reason to find they needed something somehow to find this planet. The little droid was how you did it.
I hated that.
It could have been in that guy's navigational charts.
Yeah.
Because he...
Boom.
You can't because it's in the what's it called? The crumb. Monochrome?
The holocron?
Holocron, there you go. It was in that. You can't
Which there's
Can't
only two
download-
made. That's
can't-
just a holocron, dude.
I love how you get the readings if you just plug wires into it. 3 of them is what I counted. You gotta put 3 wires into this thing. And it doesn't have to like actually attach. It just has to like kind of stick to it a little bit, and then it's gonna tell you exactly where to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's the other thing. You apparently can just chart your map anywhere, and people can see it from way out. God damn it. All right. Okay. All right. It's easy to do it.
All right. No, R2-D2's mind was not wiped in any of the Star Wars.
So he just held on to his information.
Yeah,
and tell you that.
that's why I always think it's funny in Empire
R2-D2
when Yoda's smacking him. In my mind, it's Yoda going, "Shut the fuck up! Don't tell him who I am, dude."
Because it doesn't make any
R2-D2
sense.
was originally
Because
created to be an asshole character.
and literally, even when Obi-Wan goes, "I don't remember owning a droid." You look at R2. R2's like, "Bitch."
well, so that doesn't make any sense because Darth Vader runs into these droids. He knows these droids are out there, and he didn't mean to tell me Darth Vader doesn't know that
he
thought
built
of that,
C-3PO.
right.
The thought of that is the fact that there's so many of them, and there are in the Vader comic, the canon comic. There's a moment where Vader saves C-3PO, and he has a mental breakdown because 3PO almost dies, and it means so much. And 3PO means so much, and Palpatine has to bring him back to the dark.
You know what's funny? In the Clone Wars, he's not close to he's closer to R2-D2.
Yeah.
They're like best friends. He blows up a ship to try to get back to R2-D2.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, so if his mind wasn't wiped, Why? What? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I'm gonna have to find that clip because there's literally a clip where it's like I wipe both of their memories.
Well, it says here.
It's on Disney Plus.
It says here on that not any of them that they were wiped. That they wiped 3PO, but never R2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find it. I know I saw it.
All right. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention in my positive moments, and we'll go into a final thoughts and scores after this one. But Finn and Poe deciding to be generals together is such an awesome moment where he's like, Poe's like, I can't do this without you. I need you as my general. Hey, I got the droids. Oh, thank you for that. That's cool, man. Appreciate it. General. And then they give that great speech together. I thought that was an awesome moment, having them both be, we are now the leaders of this rebellion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was the deal with, I was about to say Han Solo, Lando with the girl? What was that about?
Yo, I thought he was getting him some booty.
I can't tell. If
Everyone's going, oh, spin-off show with them. And I'm going, I think he's going to get some booty. Like, that's what I thought. Because the way she looks at him, I'm like, Lando getting him some.
But the way he looked at her was like,
get you that young girl.
But the way he looked at, when he turned around was like, are you my daughter? That's what I first got.
That's
what I got. Was like, let's find out. It was like,
let's find out. Because if you're not, how you doing?
Right, yeah. I was like, this is a weird thing. Because, again, why would you create another thread that you are just not going to do anything with? At the end of the movie, too.
The rumor is spin-off show for Disney Plus.
I guess.
So.
But, like, what does that even lead to?
Okay.
The Rise moment. We can't get away without talking with when Rey's down and all those Jedi are talking to her.
Yeah.
We hear Liam Neeson. Mm-hmm. We hear Kanan from Rebels. Yeah. Freddie Prinze Jr. We hear Ahsoka Tano.
Which I guess it means she's dead. Which
Yeah.
is very upset.
Yeah, that made me so mad. I was like, she's dead?
How? Why?
I don't know. Well, there's going to be a series.
I don't know the characters.
Well,
I don't know their voices.
Yeah, because when Rebels ends, she's taking on...
You haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
You hear Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan, and you hear Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan. You hear Yoda.
That doesn't make any sense.
You hear Mace Windu.
Yeah, I heard Mace.
And then you hear some of the female Jedi from Attack of the Clones, too.
Yeah.
So I think that was an awesome moment, I think, too.
Yeah, it was definitely good. And I remember, because I wasn't listening. I was waiting for Ahsoka to show up, because he did like an interview, and there was some question that was asked.
And if you're an Ahsoka fan, you're going to enjoy it. Pay attention, you're going to enjoy it.
Right, yeah.
And it's that one fucking line of her going, we're with you, stand up.
And I was just like, wait. Because I thought she was going to like be somewhere.
I did too.
Like in the background or something like that. I was like, I'm fucking looking for her. And then it came down to because when it came down to all the voices, I was like, I already know what this means. Because we're at the end of the movie. She hasn't showed up anywhere. Because I was thinking that maybe she'd be in one of the ships, right? And that didn't happen.
That would have been awesome.
And then,
her and Sabine in one of those ships.
Oh my
and it
god!
So cool.
My god!
If the Mandalorian was in one of those ships.
Yeah.
I was
thinking about that earlier.
You know, like that's what would have made that thing impactful. It's just like boom, Sabine and Ahsoka. Boom, Captain Hera. Boom, the Mandalorian is there.
Think how great
with Cara Dune.
Think how great.
Yes.
Think how cool season 2 would be of The Mandalorian. Because so I know you get to this point. How the fuck did you get there?
Yeah.
How did you get
rebellion?
How did you get this far? And so that means Baby Yoda is somewhere around this motherfucker. So where is he at? You know what I mean? I would have been so focused on season 2. Like, give me.
All right. Well, as I always say, it may not be my favorite Star Wars, but any Star Wars is better than no Star Wars. And I really look forward to hearing Emperor Rabbit's opinion, because that's going to be very, very interesting. Rob, give me your final thoughts on it and a score out of 5.
Final thoughts. As I said in the very beginning, I liked the movie, even though it was a copy of one of the movies that was on my bottom tier. However, I like what they did with the movie, where they went with it, and for me, it's just the ending of the Skywalker saga. It's over. We can move on with other Star Wars stories. No one has to bitch about this anymore, or it will be done in about a year and a half when we move into something else. As far as the rating,
they still bitch about Last Jedi.
Forever.
Yeah. Okay. As far as the rating for it, I will give the movie a 3.75 6.
Okay.
Wow.
Where, and also social media, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Channel Control on Instagram, Channel Control TV on Instagram, and Channel Control TV on YouTube, which I have to start filming stuff again because I haven't done stuff in about 8 months.
Oh my god.
So,
Talk about a return. You know?
yeah, I'm like the emperor.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, LA, final thoughts, scores, and where can they find you?
Overall, out of the entire 9 movies, it's good. It's not great. Again, I'm disappointed in how they ended all of it, because when you think about like where this story started with Anakin, rough, right? And I feel like JJ did just enough to land the plane. You know what I mean? It's very good back to the Falcon. Because when he landed it, on fucking fire. You know what I mean? It's on fucking fire, but he landed that shit down. You know what I mean? You're able to build it back up eventually.
We're still flying half a ship.
You know what I mean?
To quote Revenge of the Sith.
So that's how I feel about it. It's like he had the Millennium Falcon. He took it through a lot of really cool battles. Some of them better than others. Landed it on fire, but we was able to put it out. You know what I mean? Eventually, you're able to put the thing back in the air. And I think the future of Star Wars still has a lot of potential, especially when you have stories like The Mandalorian out there, and with new animated stuff supposedly still coming around the bend and other side shows and whatnot, and eventually a movie somewhere down the line. I hope that they continue because, like I said, I'm a Star Wars fan now. Brand new Star Wars fan. Hopefully, I can remain one if they continue to make good content. In terms of a rating, I think I'm going to give it a solid 3, no points, out of 5. Okay. You can find me at L.A._IZ_GFC on Instagram. And you can also find me on Facebook at L.A.Salter.
I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I now that I've seen it the second time, I had more fun with it. It's again not going to be one of my favorite Star Wars movies, but it's not my least favorite Star Wars movie. So I will probably watch it again a couple more times. I know I'm going to see it on Christmas Eve. I think that will probably be the last time I see it in theaters, but I'll definitely get it as soon as it's out, or as soon as it's on Disney Plus. I will watch it. Acceptable ending to an incredible saga. I look forward to the future. I would give it a 3.1 out of 5. You can find me on all social media at RealJackassBC, RealJackassBC. Jackass One, you can find it the last Monday of the month right here on the Offshoots Radio Network. If you watch this episode on YouTube, please make sure you comment down below. Make sure you subscribe, rate, comment, give us a thumbs up, all that good stuff. It is what it is every single Thursday on Cinelinx.com. Check out Cinelinx.com for the news, reviews, editorials, and more. Finally, at last, we revealed ourselves to the Jedi. At last.